Hi, this is a video to show you the feature predictive dialer offered by Omnichannel. First, let me get into Omnichannel. I'm entering the company name. I'm entering the username. I'm entering the password. I'm logging in. I'm getting logged in into my Omnichannel page. I'm clicking on predictive dialer and in that the campaign. You can see an icon here, add campaign. I'm clicking on that. In this pop-up, you can enter the details and add campaigns. But before that, I'm going to show you the 4 dialers and explain the uses. First, I will select predictive dialer. Predictive dialer is very important for any organization, especially a call center, and it is used to broadcast automatic messages. When using this dialer, the call first goes to the customer and then to the agent. Next is your proactive dialer, and when using this dialer, the call first goes to the agent and then to the customer. Next is the broadcast dialer. While using the broadcast dialer, you can display audio messages related to your products, to the offers, special discounts, or any sort of description, anything related to your sales and marketing campaigns. And you can see here, choose file. In this, you can upload the audio messages. Next is the broadcast survey dialer. This dialer is largely used to conduct market researches to get feedback. What happens here is you will display an IVR prompt to a large number of audience, and the audience have to listen to the prompt and choose according to the categories. That is how you collect a huge volume of data from your customers. Now I will show you how to create a campaign using predictive dialer. I'm clicking on predictive dialer and I'm giving a dialer outbound prefix. Next I'm giving the queue number. I'm giving a campaign name. I'm just entering as name. I'm giving the call repeat time. The call repeat time is the number of time set so that a call can be made again and again. Supposing I give the number as 3, the call can be given for 3 times. Next is the word extension number. I will give a number. I will tell you how to get this number. To get the word extension number, you have to go to settings and then download documents. Before that, I will fill in this redial delay seconds. I'm filling this redial delay second, which means that this number of seconds can be delayed, and I'm clicking on the status, which means that I'm enabling the status, which means again that I am getting the campaign on. I'm making it active and then clicking on add campaign. Campaign added successfully. I have created a campaign. The name was given as name and you can see that it has been listed here, and because I had made it active, the campaign is on. The toggle button is on. I will show you how to get the WAD number. For that you have to go to the settings, and in settings you go to download documents. You can see here you can download documents for predictive dialer, for broadcast dialer, for broadcast survey dialer, for proactive dialer, for any dialer. But because this video is about predictive dialer, I'm showing you with this predictive dialer version. You can download the document. What happens is when you download the document, you have to upload in 3CX and you will get the data, and from the data you can create the WAD extension number. So this is how you will get the WAD extension number. Now I'm going to predictive dialer. I'm clicking on campaign, and I have shown you how to create the campaigns. If you want, you can change any details that you want in the campaign that you have created by clicking on this edit icon. In the pop-up that appears, you can change the queue number, you can change the campaign name, you can change the call repeat times or the redial, delay seconds, anything. Now I'll change the campaign name. I've just made it as campaign name. First it was name, now I'm making a change as campaign name. I'm clicking on update. You can see the changes have been carried out here and it has been listed out here. If you do not want a campaign, you can delete it by clicking on the delete icon. I'm clicking on the delete icon. It will ask for a confirmation. I'm clicking on the confirmation, and the campaign will be deleted successfully. You can see the notification, and you can see here in the list the campaign is not present anymore. Now I'll show you how to add campaign contacts. For that I'm clicking on campaign contacts, again clicking on add contact. In the pop-up I'm selecting a campaign, I'm selecting the campaign test, I'm giving a customer name, and then I'm giving an address, I'm giving the city, I'm giving a state, I'm giving a zip code, I'm giving a country, and I'm giving a phone number, and then I'm giving a source data. I'm creating some notes about the contact and then clicking on update. Contact added successfully. I have successfully created a contact. Like in campaign, you can always update the contact details, make any changes, and then click on update button to update it. And if you do not want the contact anymore, you can click on the delete icon and confirm it by clicking on the confirmation. It will get deleted. Now I'm not deleting the contact, I'm keeping it. Now I'm going to set the campaign on, and according to the interest shown by the customer, the responses shown to the call will be categorized. For example, if there is no response, it will be categorized under invalid campaign contact. If the customer attends the call and shows some interest over the product or the service, the agent will categorize the call as interested, and if there is no answer from the other end, the call will be categorized under no answer. If there is a call but neither the interest nor any sort of intention is shown, then it will be categorized only as answer. And if the customer requests a call back, then it will be categorized under a call back. And if it is a do not disturb response, then the call will be categorized under do not disturb, so that the customer will not be disturbed again. And the calls also can be categorized under fax or voice mailer. So these are the different categories under which a contact can be saved, so that a follow-up can be made according to this category. Now I'm going to set the campaign on. I'm going to enable the campaign. I'm clicking on the toggle button. The campaign is on now. Because I have set it 2 times, the call repeat times, the call will come twice. When the call comes first time, I will cut it. you can hear it for the first time. That's the ringtone. The call is coming to the customer for the first time. I have cut the call. The next time I will attend the call as an agent. So this is the call. This is coming for the second time. So again the agent will now receive the call. You can see that the agent is receiving the call and he is attending the call. I am attending as an agent. And you can see a pop-up here. You can edit it. And you can see all the details of the contact. And according to the response shown by the customer, you can categorize the call. Now I'm going to categorize it under interested. I'm selecting interested. I'm giving update. This means that the contact has been categorized under interested. Now I'll show you. I'll go to predictive dialer. I'm clicking on interested and you can see the contact has been categorized under interested. If you do not want the contact, you can delete the contact, or if you want to contact this number again, you have to move this contact to the campaign again. For that, I will check this box and click on move to campaign. Updated successfully is the notification, which means that I have moved the contact to the campaign successfully. This is how you will create campaigns, campaign contacts, and even move them back again to the campaign using predictive dialer.